Welcome to Business Success Tips, where you're going to learn how to make more money in less time and have more fun. Emphasis on the fun part. If you're not going to fun, it's not worth it. So I'm excited about my guest today, Joe Burnich. He's with Big West Marketing in Missoula, Montana. I love that whole thing about Missoula. Just sounds cool, right? So, Joe, tell us a little about your background and your company and what you do, and then we're going to mostly why people should listen to you in the first place, right? Everybody says, listen to me, I'm a consultant. So why?
Got it. Yeah. Okay. So, I am in Missoula, Montana. A week ago it was 70 degrees, and now it's 12 degrees, I think, when I woke up this morning. So,
Wow.
yeah. But anyway, so what happened is I moved back to Montana, where I'm originally from. I moved back here in 2009. Didn't have a job. Had a new baby, new wife, and was kind of in
I'm glad the
panic
wife
mode.
came with a baby. Just
They did come. They
get
came as a
together.
yeah. It
It's
was it
all
was a
good.
package deal. It was a package deal. But I was kind of desperate for work, and somebody convinced me to start a carpet cleaning business.
There you go.
So I scrounged up some money, took the seats out of the minivan during the day, and bought some equipment. Taught myself the trade. Taught myself how to build a website. Yellow pages were still a big thing back then, and my dad's old buddy from the olden days, because they were in business together, he showed me this thing called SEO. How to get your business up on Google, because he was working with some kind of cell phone website thing, and he's like, this might work for carpet cleaning, Joe. Let's see if we can get this to work for your business. And sure
Okay.
enough, it took 3 or 4 months, but we got a website ranked up on Google, and my phone started ringing like crazy. Um, and so I was rocking and rolling with this little carpet cleaning business up here in Missoula. And I realized most of the other guys in town were mad at me because they were like, they were struggling with
Right.
this Yellow Pages thing. They'd been in business for 10 years, and I just got started. I was a new guy in town.
And Missoula's not that big a town to get people upset with you in, right?
Exactly right. Yeah, we're talking, 50,000 people here. And so, but I was getting on like the carpet cleaning forums and online, like Facebook groups and stuff like that. And I realized everybody was kind of struggling with the marketing side of it. I was having fun with the marketing side of it. So I took on a few like clients just as like a little side hustle. And slowly over time, it just started building. And then I started taking on some plumbers, electricians, HVAC guys. Over time, I built up this pretty sizable business, and I had to decide, do I want to stay with my cleaning business, or do I want to go with the marketing thing? I eventually sold the cleaning business, went full time into the marketing thing in 2014. Now we've got 350 clients. I've got 5 employees, and this is my thing now, and we're having
Cool.
fun with it. And I veered off into other industries and this and that, but I keep coming back to service businesses and contractors because it's what I know. I know the lingo. I know how the
Right.
game works. And it's
Probably
like,
marketing doctors wouldn't work as well. I'm just guessing, or chiropractors.
and that's funny. I just talked to somebody today it's like a dialysis company that wanted
Right.
to, they had questions. I'm just like, I had to say no. I might be able to help you, but I don't want to take a chance. I don't want to have to try to relearn a different industry. And Google actually looks at different industries. They look at industries in a different way. So I could figure it out. I'm sure I could figure it out if I really had to, but I just know how to make this stuff work for these guys. And so that's what we do. That
Okay.
we
So that
decided.
brings a very important point, Joe. So make this work. So I'm going to give you the typical contractor that's probably watching this podcast. Just doing 2 million a year, give or take, has 5 or 6 employees, probably a modeling contractor, could be a service contractor. And he doesn't have a marketing budget, doesn't have a recruiting budget, doesn't have any budget at all, maybe. And he just maybe makes 100, 150 grand a year. And you meet this guy, or you call him to call you. And the guy says, well, what should I do with marketing? My current marketing program, I got a website. I got a couple of Facebook things that didn't work out that well. I tried SEO, not such a great idea because it didn't work out well for me. And so I answer the phone and, what should I do? How should I would love to have more business. I'm just not sure how marketing is going to pull it off.
Yeah. Yeah. And I talk to that person every day on the phone. Basically, the first thing you could do is go over to my YouTube channel and and watch a lot of my, I got tons of just free educational stuff on my YouTube channel, step by step how to do all this stuff. But basically what you want to do is you want to make sure you have a website that, whether it's professionally done or if you do it yourself, you can go the budget route of doing like a Wix.com or a GoDaddy website or something like that. Make sure you got like a nice big phone number at the top of the website. That's where I see a lot of people mess up, is they'll have, either you have to go to like the contact us page, or there's a tiny phone number somewhere you got to search around.
If you got an older person, sometimes they can't read that small of print, right?
Well, and you also have 2 or 3 seconds to show people how to get a hold of you. That's something a lot of people understand, especially on a phone. Like, people's attention span these days are like, if you have to make them work to get a hold of you, they're on to the next guy. If they find your website and they don't know how to get a hold of you, they're usually gone. And you can actually double the response rate just by putting a big phone number at the top of the website, both on a mobile and on a desktop, website. Okay. So that's a quick little tip that you guys can take right there and improve upon. Another thing I see is they don't put their the city or the service area that they really work in. So let's say, like, I just talked to a guy today that I got on and said, I don't have any idea where you service. Turns out Philadelphia was his big service area.
Right.
So make sure you put, Philadelphia and surrounding areas, or Philadelphia, and then list out the suburbs. Google will like that. People that end up on the website, they want to know, does this person come out to my area, come out to my city, my town, my suburb, whatever. So there's a lot of simple things that I see people do or not do that they just easy things that they can do themselves, whether or not they hire an expensive web designer or whatever. And then beyond the website itself, you got to go out there and you got to get your free Google Business Profile listing. Okay. Google has a free service that'll allow you to get up, and there's a lot of wrong ways to do it. You don't want to go open up multiple accounts. You don't want to be using PO boxes. You don't want to trick Google into thinking that you have multiple locations.
Google is pretty smart and they'll figure it out, right?
Yeah, they used to not be smart, and so a lot of guys would try to trick Google into thinking that they have 5 different locations. Google's onto that kind of stuff. So don't use PO boxes, don't use virtual addresses. Use one location and make sure it's legit. So and it can be a residential, it can be a home address. Most of our clients actually don't have commercial addresses. They work out of their homes. You can hide it from the public, but you don't hide it from Google. You know what I mean? So, so you got to have that. You also need to have a Facebook business page. You don't need to be a Facebook person. You don't need to be a social media person posting all the time, stuff like that. But Google likes to see that you have a Facebook business page. It's just a legitimacy thing. Another big one that Google looks at is a Yelp business page. I don't like Yelp. Most people don't like Yelp. I can hear people right now just being like, nope, I hate Yelp.
Oh, I hate Yelp. I've been bad, been there, been burnt. Got it.
Yeah. But Google does like to see, a Yelp page, and they like to see all the information match, the exact same business name, same phone number, same website, stuff like that. You don't have to pay Yelp. You don't have to pay Facebook or anything like that. Get the free listing and just make sure that the basic information matches your Google page. If you can do all that kind of stuff, you're going to be ahead of most of your competitors. Just that basic stuff I just said right there.
Well, what about search engine optimization? Sounds like a big word and expensive.
Yeah. So the stuff I told you right there is the foundational stuff of search engine optimization. The tips that I gave right there is just the very basic stuff. Now, it can get complicated, and we can start talking about citations, and we can talk about backlinks, and we can get into all this stuff if you want to. But I find that if you take care of the basic stuff I just said right there, you are going to have like a really solid foundation, because most guys are not going to do the stuff that I just said right there.
Just the basics, right?
Yeah, just the basics. Yeah. You really will have an edge.
So what else do you do? Let's talk about marketing budget. All right. Most contractors I don't even have a marketing budget or a recruiting budget. And what should that be? How do I figure it out? What is the whole thing about, how do I know whether I'm wasting money on marketing or it's working on marketing? Do I pay, cost per appointment, cost per sale? How do I do the math to figure out whether this is something for me and how much money I should spend?
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and there's a lot of different things you can spend money on as a contractor, obviously. You probably get a call at least once a day on, people asking for a credit card to do this or that. But first of all, let's start out with things that I think you shouldn't spend money on when it comes to, this type of business. I
Okay.
don't think that a contractor or a home service business should be spending money, especially if you're on a tight budget, on social media ads. Now, if you're a
Social media ads are like Facebook ads, that kind of stuff.
yeah, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, like spending money on those, like people don't go to those platforms to find this type of service, right? They're
Maybe a
not going,
girlfriend or boyfriend, but not a remodeler, right?
yeah, they want to see what their high school friends are doing. They want to see pictures of funny cats and dogs. They're not going there to find a plumber. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're not going there to find a
Okay.
builder. Now I'm not saying you can't get work from there. I'm just saying the return on investment is not going to be very good.
Okay.
So if you are a social media person and you really like to get on there and make videos and do stuff like that, that's one thing. If you're a social media person and that's fun for you, then go for it. Have fun with it.
I can't think of very many contractors. Maybe their kids, maybe their wife on a stretch, but I
Yeah,
can't see the guys I've worked say, "Oh boy, I get to go on Facebook and make some new comments." I can't see that happening.
yeah, exactly. I do have one client who every time he does a job, he asks if he can take a selfie with his customer's pet, and then he
Mhm.
posts it up on all the social media stuff, and he gets tons of work off that. It
Wow.
just works for him. Only person I know, only client I have that really makes it work for him. But yeah, I agree. For the most part, most guys don't want to do that stuff. But paying a company to do advertising on these social media platforms, I have found does not give you a good return on investment typically.
Okay.
But Google, on the other hand, they have a problem. They want it solved. They've got, they've got money to spend typically if they're on Google looking for a specific service. So that's why I like Google when it comes to contractors, home service businesses. And there's the paid version, and then there's like the Google business profile, the free stuff that I was talking about.
Right.
Free meaning, you can do it yourself if you want to. And there's two different types of paid ads on Google. There are the normal Google ads, the pay-per-click stuff. That
Mhm.
stuff is very complicated and very pricey. So big companies that are established, have been around for a while, and have really solid marketing budgets, it's something you may want to look into. But like I said, you probably do not want to do it yourself. And you're probably going to be looking at thousands of dollars per month, but you can get a
Sure.
return on investment there. That's the Google Ads pay-per-click. Okay.
Okay.
Now there's another thing that's made just for service businesses. It's called the Google Guarantee ads or the local service ads. Those are the same thing. That's synonymous there.
Okay.
And those are actually pretty affordable, and you don't need to hire a company to do it. You can actually call, they have a 1-800 number. You can call Google up and they'll help you get set up. Now you have to go through a little screening process. You have to submit like a business license. They're going to do a little mini background check on you and any of your employees. And it's not a pay-per-click, it's a pay per phone call. And it can be up in the $20 to $30 per call, depending on how many people. If you're in a bigger city, it's going to cost more. If you're in a smaller area, it's going to cost less. So not super cheap, but it is a good alternative for guys that are on a lower budget.
Now, can you geofence that? They can say, I know I'm in Phoenix, but I only want Glendale, Phoenix to work because I can't service all Phoenix. Can you somehow fence that so it's just a market you want to work in, or you have to take the whole town of Phoenix as an example?
Google is going to, you can fence it to a certain degree. They're going to want to give you work around your physical location. So
Right.
it's kind of like the Google business profile, like wherever your address is, like wherever your physical location is, even if it's hidden from the public, they're going to try to give you work around that area.
But they're not going to take you, like if you're in LA, it's big, or there's huge cities. Phoenix is huge, right? So you want to make sure that it's something within, I'm picking a number, 30 minutes of your home, or 40, something that's not out in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yes, yeah, that's exactly right. Yep, it is very geographic. Whereas like the Google pay-per-click, you can do anything you want. If you can go 5 hours away, Google doesn't care. As long as you pay them money, they can put you anywhere you say you want to
Okay.
be, any zip code in the country.
Okay.
So so yeah, so those are your options really. So when it comes to SEO, or getting up in like the little map section where you see,
Right.
and that's what we do at Big West Marketing. That's what we help people do. We build people websites that that not only look nice, but they also convert, meaning
So what does it cost to build a website with you guys? Just curious.
yeah, so we're looking between $2,000 and $3,000 typically. Depends on how many pages you
Okay,
want.
that sounds like an amazing deal, because I mean I've had guys that paid 15 or 20,000 for websites, so that's amazing.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I try to keep it reasonable because most of the guys we work with are the smaller guys, smaller trucks. The guys that we work with typically have 1 to 3 trucks, and so we try to make it affordable, especially. And a lot of guys we work with are the newer guys. They're kind of just getting going. So one of our core values is actually champion the small guy.
Okay.
So basically, and we also have a payment plan, so we can spread it out over 12 monthly payments, so you can
Okay.
get started for a lower price. It's just kind of like the niche that we got into, because I was a small guy, so I kind of like to work with the people that I was when I first started here in Montana. But yeah, so we try to get going for a lower price, and we can grow. If people want to grow, we will grow with them. And so we like to get a website that converts. We like to do things like we like to have that big phone number in the upper right hand corner. If it goes down to a mobile site, we want to make sure we got that big phone number at the top, and we want to make sure if they tap that phone number that it automatically starts calling. If they scroll down the page, that phone number stays right there. If they go to a different page, that phone number stays right there. Simple things that we've been testing over like the last 14 years. We want to make sure that it is just brain dead simple for people to contact you, because we have found that no matter what.
Well, the only purpose of any marketing is to get a phone call, right? I mean, that's
right.
why other than that, you don't want to look good, impress your friends. It doesn't really matter. You don't want to tell your competition you're awesome. The only purpose of any marketing I know is to get somebody to phone you or contact you, right?
Exactly. So yeah, the thing that we figured out over the past few years is we got 3 people we want to impress. Okay. We got to impress our clients. We got to keep our clients happy. We got to make the websites look cool, but we also have to impress their customers. And then we also have to impress Google at the same time. So it's a balance between impressing these 3 different.
Now, Google sounds a bit like God. I guess it is when it comes to marketing, right? At least at the moment. Whatever Google is, this entity out there, like sort of like AI or something. What is Google actually? It's this being somewhere that controls everybody's life, right?
Yeah.
So you have to impress Google, whoever, whatever that is, right?
Yeah. And in the past, it's gotten to be more fun, to tell you the truth, because Google actually can they'll read the content, the words on a website more like a human these days. In the past,
well, AI has probably helped them with that, right?
Yeah, so now we can write it for like we can make it more, the words that we put on the website it sounds more natural. You know what I mean? We used to have to make it so it just kind of sounded, you had to put too many keywords in there. It just didn't sound right when a human read it. But now
you're talking about an upside of AI. I'm looking here to do upsides of AI, right? That's got to be
it really is. Yeah, that's a positive side of AI from our point of view, anyway. So, but yeah, so we try to get the website to convert as highly as possible. We try to make it look cool and do all that stuff. And then we try to get it as high as we can on the little map section. So the Google business profile used to be called Google My Business. And then the section below that as well, called the organic, or the
Right.
natural listings. A lot goes by a lot of different names. All of that together is what we call SEO, search engine optimization.
So obviously, if you're on the second page, you suck. For lack of a better term.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So that's what we do at Big West Marketing. But a lot of what we do also is just education, because like I said, my YouTube channel is nothing but just free advice on exactly how to do everything. Most of my competitors are like, you're crazy, you're giving away all the secrets. And I'm like, I give away all the secrets, but then people are like, wait, I don't want to do all this stuff. I want to go out
Right.
and do my work. So I'm going to hire Joe to do it for me, because obviously he knows what he's talking about. And that's just worked for me. It's just
Okay. So Joe, let's say I want to hire you. Okay. So website's $2,000-3,000. What is it going to cost me per month for your expertise? You'd have sliding scale. How does that all work? I'm just curious. What would it, is it expensive or not?
It typically is $400 to $500 a month for the SEO side of it.
So you're saying you can get somebody, do the SEO, 3,000 or 4,000, it's 2,000-3,000, whatever it's for the web page, and get them found, traditional SEO, not ads, but just so that people can find them, and will definitely increase the number of people to call them. I'm assuming you're talking like $500 a month, right?
Yep, that's right.
That's almost hard to believe. I mean, it's like, I mean, I've been in business a long time, and that's the best value I've heard of so far. So I'm pretty amazed that you can actually do that. Maybe because you live in Missoula, Montana, maybe labor's cheap there. I don't know. It's like
it's kind of a sweet spot. When we used to charge, I've experimented charging a lot more than that, and people last 3-4 months and they're gone. They're like, nope, that's just too much. Even if I'm getting them to work, it's just too much. So I just got it to a point where it's like affordable for the type of people we want to work with anyway. Still get them results, and then we've had clients that have been with us for 8-9 years.
wow, that's
And
amazing.
so and that's what we want. We're not looking to make a quick buck. We're looking to build long-term relationships. We don't want turnover. We're not looking to just sell a website and never talk to you again.
Right.
We want, we're looking to build a long-term relationship. That's, I've been doing this since 2009. So
How many clients you guys have now?
We have got 320 something right now.
Wow, that's impressive. That's all good. And at $500 a month, that adds up, right?
Yeah. Well, so not all of those are SEO clients. No, like I think 80 some are current SEO clients. The rest of them are web design, hosting, stuff like that. So
okay, cool. Great. So, that sounds amazing. If people want to get in touch with you, how do they do it?
So just go to bigwestmarketing.com and you'll see a big phone number at the top of the website.
I would hope so.
That's what I preach. The best way though really is there's a button on there that says book a free consultation. Just put in your basic information there so I can kind of see what you got going on, and then I'll send you a link to my calendar. That way you can pick a time that you can see all the openings I have. Pick a time that works for you. And that way when we jump on a call, I'll be prepared. I've already done a little research on your business. You can already tell me what you're interested in talking about, and that'll be more efficient for both of us. That's
okay. So where's all the free stuff?
Just go to YouTube and search for bigwestmarketing.com or Joe Burnich, and you'll see all of this stuff. I got like 500 plus videos of just free information.
Wow. So I could get an entire education in marketing just on YouTube, right?
Everything we do in detail and up to date is free on that page. If you want to do it yourself, it's all there.
That's a heck of an offer. So I recommend least thing you should do is go to his YouTube channel. One more time with YouTube channel, Joe.
Just search for Big West Marketing on YouTube or search for Joe Burnich.
Okay, Big West Marketing YouTube. If you don't get the free information, I mean, that's your fault, because it's all there for free. And then if you decide you don't do it yourself, I think you had a very reasonable alternative to getting somebody else to do it for you, because I guarantee no matter how well you do it, Joe's probably gonna do a better job.
And anybody that mentions you, Paul, is going to get a special deal. We'll talk about what that is, but I want to make sure everybody knows. That
okay, good. Well, I always like that people get special deals. That's awesome. Okay. Thanks, Joe. I really appreciate your time. This is amazing. I mean, this is a whole new price structure for SEO that I've heard in the past. So that's awesome. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate your time.
Yep, no problem. Thanks for having me, Paul.